Hello and welcome to today's European Open briefing here at xm.com. It is Monday, September the 17th. I'm Andras Georgiou, investment analyst, and together we're going to be taking a look at the main developments in the currency markets, focusing predominantly on some of the world's most traded pairs. So the dollar is for the most part consolidating Friday's gains. An escalation in Sino-US trade relations is likely to emerge soon, diverting safe haven flows to the currency. In this case, we will take a look at the dollar index and the dollar yen pair. Then we will turn to euro and sterling and we'll see how those are favoring against the greenback. And lastly, we'll take a look at today's economic calendar. A quiet data day is on the horizon. Turning to the performance chart, we can see on the bottom, the yen and the franc are higher versus the dollar. Probably they are on the receiving end of safe haven flows, while it is also notable that Aussie dollar is trading higher. The Australian currency has been receiving pressure on the back of rising trade tensions due to Australia's export and China dependency. And as I said before, it is of note that it is trading higher today despite this negative trade backdrop. Over here we can see the dollar's index against a basket of 6 major currencies and the dollar yen pair. The index is in purple. We can see that 94.88, well above Friday's low of 94.36. This was the lowest for the index since late July. Major and emerging market currencies made an attempt to rebound versus the greenback last week. An attempt for recovery was also made by equities in Asia, as the US and China were paving the way for a new round of trade talks. The situation changed on Friday, though, as people familiar with the matter said that Trump gave instructions to proceed with additional tariffs on Chinese imported goods. Meanwhile, the Wall Street Journal reported that China is considering to decline the Trump administration's offer for trade talks later this month, after yet again the latter is getting confrontational. Still, details on a new round of US tariffs against China are awaited, with an announcement possibly taking place later on Monday. Again, according to the Wall Street Journal, the duties on imports will probably be about 10% below the 25% that was being considered. Turning to dollar yen, the pair is at 111.85 after touching 112.16 on Friday, its highest since mid-July. I should say that Japan's financial markets were closed today for a holiday, with thin liquidity conditions being evident. Now, should tensions indeed intensify between China and the US, safe haven flows are likely to boost the US and Japanese currencies now on a relative basis. Or maybe I should say in terms of dollar yen, the yen is likely to be on the receiving end of more such flows. At least this has traditionally been the case. So if indeed trade uncertainty rises, then it is most probably the case that a lower dollar yen will emerge. Turning to euro and sterling versus the US currency, they both finished last week, or rather I should say they both posted considerable gains versus the greenback last week on the back of positive momentum surrounding Brexit. However, safe haven demand for the dollar on Friday led to the pairing of some of those two currencies gains. As a result, we can see the euro at 1.1641. The euro is on top. And as I said, we can see that 1.1641 down from a 3-week peak of 1.1721 here on Friday. And sterling below is at 1.3084, below its 1.5 month high of 1.3142 posted on Friday. On the Brexit front, which is again expected to be a primary driver of movements in sterling but also other pairs, the first of 3 Brexit summits aiming to seal a deal between the UK and the EU is set to take place on Thursday. Lastly, turning to today's economic calendar, we will have final inflation figures for the month of August out of the Eurozone. Given that no revision to the preliminary reading of headline inflation of 2% is anticipated, given that no revision is anticipated, the data are unlikely to generate sizable movements in the FX markets. Later, 12:30 GMT, we'll also see the release of the New York's Fed Manufacturing Index. Also, we'll have some ECB policymakers sharing some remarks, Kerr, Pred, and Merge, while the bank's president Mario Draghi will be making a public appearance on Tuesday. Lastly, the South Korean president is in Pyongyang for a summit with Kim Jong-un, which is set to take place on Tuesday. That's it for today. Thank you very much for watching and have a great day.